So for the next few days, we're going to look at a non-fiction text called A Tsunami Unfolds. And we're going to look at pages 4 to 13 today. 2:43 p.m. Friday, 11th of March 2011, Honshu, Japan. An unexpected emergency. It was an ordinary Friday afternoon. Children were at school and parents were working or taking care of young children at home. Out on the Pacific Ocean, fishermen were hauling in their nets. In busy cities in Japan, such as Tokyo and Sendai, restaurants, shops and train stations were bustling as usual. 2 days earlier, a strong earthquake had hit the Tohoku region, but it hadn't caused any damage. Suddenly, seismographs began recording powerful new vibrations. It was another earthquake. The earthquake's epicenter was in the water, almost 130 kilometers from the city of Sendai in the Tohoku region. The Japanese early warning system quickly sent out alerts. People ran to find safe places. High-speed trains, gas lines, power plants and factories automatically shut down. The quake hit at 2:46 p.m. The ground rumbled and a loud roar filled the air. Ceilings split, roofs caved in, bookshelves and objects crashed to the floor. Tall skyscrapers swayed and roads cracked and buckled. Did you know? The Ring of Fire. The Japanese islands are located in the Ring of Fire. About 90% of the world's earthquakes occur in this region. It contains a string of active volcanoes and several tectonic plates meet here. (2:47 p.m. Friday, 11th of March 2011, Sendai, Japan. Japan's biggest earthquake. Earthquakes are common in Japan. However, the people instantly knew that something was different about this quake. They were right. This earthquake was a big one, measuring 9.0 on the Richter scale of magnitude. This was one of the strongest quakes in history. It went on for 6 minutes. The earthquake was so powerful that it moved Japan's main island, Honshu, about 2 meters to the east. Real life. Yumi's experience. Yumi, a Japanese woman, was working as a security officer at Sendai Airport on the 11th of March 2011. The airport is located more than a kilometre from the coast. That morning, Yumi drove her car to work as usual and parked in the car park. When the earthquake struck the airport, many people confused and frightened. Yumi was stunned by how strong it was and how long it lasted. The powerful vibration shook the building hard and collapsed the ceiling inside the airport's central hall. Did you know? The Richter scale. The Richter scale is the most common scale used for measuring an earthquake's strength or magnitude. It is named after Charles F. Richter, an American seismologist who developed the scale in 1935. (2:52 p.m. Friday, 11th of March 2011, Honshu, Japan. Powerful aftershocks. After the main shock of the earthquake, powerful aftershocks kept coming. Most buildings held up well, but the worst damage was along the coast. The quake had damaged thousands of homes. It also damaged Sendai Airport and ripped pipes and lockers from walls at the Dachai nuclear power plant in Fukushima. Taking time. The earthquake was felt as far away as China, Taiwan and Russia. It not only moved the island of Honshu, but was so powerful that it also sped up Earth's rotation on its axis that made each day shorter by 1.8 microseconds. The world's biggest earthquakes. The 2011 earthquake in Japan was the 4th most powerful ever recorded. Where, when, how big? Southern Chile, 1960, 9.5 magnitude. Prince William Sound, Alaska, USA, 1964, 9.2 magnitude. Northern Sumatra, Indonesia, 2004, 9.1 magnitude. Northern Japan, 2011, 9.0 magnitude. Kamchatka, Russia, 1952, 9.0 magnitude. The earthquake had knocked out electricity in many parts of Japan, with millions of people trying to use their phones. Phone networks were crashing too. most people living in Japan assumed that the worst part of the disaster was over, but for millions, especially those living close to the epicentre, the disaster was just beginning. Did you know? Messenger from the sea. In Japan, the oarfish is known as the messenger from the sea god's palace. Some people believe that the rare appearance of these fish on beaches is a signal that an earthquake is about to strike. Before the quake in 2011, about 20 oarfish were seen stranded on beaches. (2:56 p.m. Friday, 11th of March 2011, Tohoku, Japan. A tsunami warning. About 9 minutes after the earthquake hit, regional alarms sounded again. A tsunami was coming, and it was coming fast. Along the coast, people were used to hearing tsunami alerts after earthquakes. In fact, when it came to tsunami preparation, many experts considered Japan's to be the best in the world. Children practiced safety drills at school. Warning signs with evacuation routes were posted along the coastline. Large seawalls stood along the sea, built to hold back tall waves. Did you know? What is a tsunami? A tsunami is a series of waves in the ocean created by earthquakes or by volcanic eruptions or landslides. The waves of a tsunami can travel as fast as a jet plane, 800 kilometers per hour. Did you know? Shindo. In Japan, a seismic intensity scale is used to measure an earthquake's strength. The intensity is recorded in units called shindo, which means degree of shaking. Real life, Yumi's experience. At the airport, Yumi heard the tsunami alarm ringing after the earthquake. Soon many local residents arrived seeking shelter. The nearby area was flat and easily flooded, and the airport was one of the tallest structures around. Many of the local people were elderly. Airport employees and others began assisting them to get to the airport's higher floors. (3 p.m. Friday, 11th of March 2011, Tohoku, Japan. Scrambling for safety. By now, the sky above the coast was dark. The sea was churning. Loudspeaker systems were blaring warnings again and again. Save yourselves. Immediately evacuate higher ground. Save yourselves. Parents rushed to find their children. Inside buildings, people hurried to roofs and higher floors. Outside, people ran towards high ground. Some fishermen raced to the water, scrambling to get their boats out of the water before the tsunami hit. Meanwhile, people with electricity or internet access were checking TVs and computers to get the latest news. The news was terrifying. Satellites high above Earth had captured image tsunami. It was absolutely massive. Did you know how a tsunami forms? An earthquake is caused by the sudden movement of Earth's tectonic plates. This violent movement displaces huge amounts of water, which creates waves in the sea. As the waves travel towards land, they grow larger and can become deadly. Did you know? Seawalls. Japan has used seawalls to protect villages from the sea for many years. Seawalls can make people think they are safe and stop them from evacuating, but the seawalls can't always protect people against the giant waves of a tsunami.